Hello everyone and welcome to another movie review video. It's been a while. Today I'm taking a look at Child's Play 2019. That's right, y'all voted for it in the community tab. I'm looking at the Child's Play remake. I just want to start off by saying my expectations going into this, they were not very high. But I just finished watching this a couple of hours ago and you know what? I was pleasantly surprised. It's not better than the original. In fact, I don't think it's better than most of the original franchise except for maybe Seed of Chucky. Like, it's a solid remake, but I mean, remaking a classic horror movie, the odds aren't going to be in your favor, so this is not a knock on Child's Play. In my opinion, it was still a pretty good movie. The changes that are made in this remake, I do kind of enjoy, and I think they're pretty interesting, using AI to, like, connect to homes and apps and things, and Chucky being able to control devices. Big props to Mark Hamill. He is very good in this role. He makes Chucky very creepy. The new design is real goofy looking, but it still makes for some pretty creepy moments when you have him standing in the background in the shadows, or just sitting there with this goofy but still menacing look on his face. So the Chucky redesign, while it does look a little weird, it still got the job done. We also have Aubrey Plaza in this movie, and she's one of my favorite actresses. Love Parks and Rec so much. April Ludgate, one of my favorite TV characters ever, and of course Aubrey Plaza did a great job in this movie. So overall, I'd say the changes are pretty interesting. Just the movie itself is kind of alright, kind of middle of the road, but I still think it's solid for a remake. So now let's take a closer look and see exactly what goes down in Child's Play 2019. The movie starts off with a video from Caslin introducing Buddy, a doll that can control your house, mimic your voice, and look after and protect your kids. How wonderful. We're at the Buddy factory, and a worker is about to be fired. He gets called worthless in Vietnamese. He's got one final doll to work on, and he removes all of the safety protocols. Then when we're outside, we see him fall from the sky, crashing onto a car. But fear not, it's Aubrey Plaza time. She plays a woman named Karen who works at Zedmart. She has a son named Andy who has a hearing aid and is obsessed with his currently busted-ass phone. They just moved into their apartment, and she wants Andy to try and make some friends, but Andy would rather chill by himself. The next day at Zedmart, a woman returns a Buddy doll that's been acting a bit weird. And since Andy just so happens to have a birthday coming up, Karen asks a dude named Wes if she can have it.
Just like that time you banged Susan in the warehouse. How's your wife, by the way?
She's able to convince him to let her keep it. Andy comes home and sees his mom making out with a guy named Shane, so he lies about going to hang out with some kids and then dips. His mom ends up finding him sitting alone in the hallway. But before that, we got introduced to Detective Mike, who's a really cool dude. Shame that he only shows up every so often in this movie. Even though it's a couple weeks early, Andy's mom gives him his birthday buddy. He's a bit glitchy, but he's working for the most part.
What's my name?
Han Solo.
Did you say Chucky?
What? No.
Chucky's having some trouble connecting to the cloud, but Andy assures his mom that he's happy with the present. Andy shows Chucky his room and introduces him to their cat, Mickey Rooney.
He's a total dick, so don't touch him.
Total dick.
He sings the Buddy song and is being a total creep while Andy is trying to sleep that night.
You're my best friend, Andy.
We get a montage of Chucky copying Andy's movements, and we get a bit of potential foreshadowing as Andy aggressively cuts a sandwich. Damn, kid, calm down. Later that day, he comes home from school, and Chucky made him a present, and it's actually kind of a sweet little moment, but Shane ruins it because we hate Shane. Boo! Andy is outside talking about how much we hate Shane, but Chucky assures him that he'll never leave. They go inside and play a game of some sort, and Mickey Rooney scratches Andy. Chucky says no more Mr. Good Guy and starts to strangle the poor kitty, but Andy quickly stops him. He tells him that it's not cool to hurt people or cats. But Shane, on the other hand, might not be totally off limits. While trying to make Chucky look scary, we meet Fallon and Pug, and they're interested in the unusual Buddy doll. They all three plan on scaring Shane. It goes well, and they continue to mess with people using Chucky. Fallon seems chill, but I don't fuck with Pug whatsoever.
Let's move, dick turd! Your sister's pretty hot.
Dude, that's my mom.
Even hotter.
Oh hey Mike, I've missed you. The trio are watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, and Chucky notices that Andy is enjoying all of the violence. He grabs a knife from the kitchen and starts marching towards Pug. Andy stops him and gets sliced in the process. Chucky just thought it would make Andy happy. I mean, it would have made me happy. Look how obnoxious that kid is. Karen thinks Andy has been spending way too much time with the doll, so she locks him in a cabinet. Chucky isn't too thrilled about the idea, so he breaks out the next day and we get a cool shot of Chucky in the reflection of the broken glass. What's not cool is Chucky standing over the now dead Rooney. Man, fuck you, Chucky. That night, Chucky stands in the corner and replays the sounds of the cat being murdered, which I kinda love how sinister this Chucky is, but still. Fuck you, Chucky. The next day, Shane complains that Andy can't even be in the same room as him, and I mean, like, I don't know, man, maybe don't suck as much. Once again, it's nighttime, and Chucky makes Shane piss on himself, so now he finally decides to confront Andy. Andy starts to cry and says that he wants Shane gone. Andy, you know Chucky takes things literally, but I hate Shane too, so hey. Whatever happens, happens. Oh, it's Mike again. Hi, Mike. Shane leaves in his truck, and why am I not surprised? He has a wife and kids. He has to take down the Christmas lights, but while doing so, he falls and breaks his ankle. Chucky then sends a lawnmower his way, and even though Shane is able to hold it off, Chucky finishes the job by climbing on top of him with a knife.
This is for Tupac.
The cops show up and hell yeah, Detective Mike is on the case. Oh, and he recognizes Shane. Andy wakes up and Chucky has put Shane's face on a melon. He quickly puts Chucky in his closet and calls Pug and Fallon for help. They decide to wrap up the melon and dump it. However, before they can dump it, Andy's mom comes home, so he tells her that it's a present for Doreen, Mike's mom. They go down the hall and give her the present, but Andy tells her to wait until it's his birthday to open it. All of that somehow worked, and now Andy has to take care of Chucky. He grabs Chucky and says that they're gonna go play now, but it's a trap, and Pug and Fallon attack Chucky. I guess Andy can't bring himself to put Chucky down for good, so Fallon does it. Andy, buddy, you knew him for like 2 weeks and he killed your cat. I don't get why it's such a hard choice to make. They dump him down the garbage chute, but of course the maintenance guy finds him and fixes him. And also, of course, he has cameras in the building and hidden in people's apartments, so Chucky is able to see Andy having dinner with Mike and his mom.
Andy, you're my new best friend.
Earlier, Mike and his partner filled Andy and his mom in on what happened to Shane. So now Andy is eating dinner with Mike and his mom to try and grab the melon face present. He's actually successful, and he heads to the garbage chute to dispose of the face melon. Chucky has now connected to all of the Caslin devices and messes with the creepy maintenance guy. We then see him go through a fairly drawn out and somewhat Saw-like death. Chucky then gets into a buddy box and gifts himself to a kid in the building named Omar. While at Zedmart, Chucky, who goes by Chode now, tells Andy that if he can't be his friend,
Then nobody can.
he plays footage of Andy talking about Shane on all of the TVs. When Andy starts attacking Chucky, Omar shows up and intervenes. They get into a fight after he mocks Andy for being deaf. After the two are separated, Andy sees that Omar dropped his phone. Who the hell has a picture of themselves as their lock screen? Anyways, Andy uses the phone to see what Chucky's up to. He's grabbing a knife and is now headed towards Doreen, who just ordered herself a Caslin self-driving car. It drives her to bingo, but then Chucky takes control. After messing with her for a bit, he turns off the airbags and crashes the car. Doreen isn't dead yet, so Chucky hops in the car and plays a quick game of peekaboo and then kills her. Andy tries to tell his mom what he saw and even tells her that Chucky killed their cat, but of course, she doesn't believe him. And after learning that he has Omar's phone, she leaves to go return the phone. Chucky starts to mess with Andy by talking to him through all of the devices in the apartment. He plays a recording of Pug saying that he thinks Andy might have murdered Shane himself. Andy destroys everything, and of course his mom walks in on him hitting the TV with a baseball bat. She decides to take him to work, that way she can keep an eye on him. Fallon learns about Doreen's death and asks Omar for his phone. The kids see that Chucky was out and about on his own, but they're not the only ones learning information. Mike finds out about the missing face and he notices the wrapping paper and he puts the pieces together quickly. We're at Zedmart and Buddy 2 officially launches that night, and this is where things go crazy. Andy's friends show up with weapons and warn him about Chucky. Mike shows up to arrest Andy while Karen freaks out. Chucky is there and he stabs Wes while he's wearing a Buddy costume, and when he takes the giant head off, he squirts blood onto a little girl in the crowd. Mike leaves Andy handcuffed to a basket and then the lights turn off. Chucky then sends drones into a crowd of people. Wes gets attacked again, Zedmart goes into lockdown mode, Mike gets killed by a drone, Buddy Bears are mauling people, and one nearly gets Andy, but Fallon saves him. The They're about to leave, but Andy sees that his mom is tied up somewhere, so he stays behind and heads to the warehouse. Chucky talks to him through his hearing aid and says that they're gonna be friends forever. He knocks Andy out and then begins to hang his mom with a forklift. Holy shit. Chucky holds a knife up to Andy's chest, but then Andy starts singing the Buddy song. It distracts Chucky and Andy bashes a toy car over his head. He uses Fallon's hedge trimmer to cut his mom's rope, but Chucky tackles him before he can cut all the way through. Andy grabs onto the rope and uses Chucky's knife to cut his mom free. They all fall to the ground and Andy finishes Chucky off with a stab to the chest. It's not the end just yet. Chucky sings the Buddy song before launching himself at Andy. But holy hell! Mike is still alive and shoots Chucky! Then Karen rips his head off his little body. Andy meets up with his friends and they all destroy what's left of Chucky. Kazalin announces that they're gonna recall all of the Buddy 2 dolls. While packing them up, one Buddy doll's eyes start glowing red. The movie ends with Mark Hamill singing the Buddy song.
More than a buddy, you're my best friend.
And there you go, that is the Child's Play remake, Child's Play 2019. It is not that bad all things considered. Chucky is an iconic horror villain and just character in general, so you were never gonna match like the charm that the first movie had, or that the first design had, or that hell, even like Brad Dourif had voicing Chucky. Brad Dourif will always be the only voice of Chucky, but like I said in the beginning, Mark Hamill did a pretty damn good job. The reviews on this I know are pretty mixed, and one of the main reasons I like it is because it feels like something like this, like AI and Chucky, it was gonna happen sooner or later, especially now that AI is like booming. This was gonna be made eventually whether we liked it or not. So I'm glad that what we did get wasn't hot garbage. But that's gonna do it for me. Let me know what you think of the Child's Play remake. Did you enjoy it? Did you not like it at all? Do you think it shouldn't have been made whatsoever and you'll never watch it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I will see you in whatever the next video will be. Goodbye.